Have you ever looked at someone in their 70s or even 80s and thought, wow, they're absolutely magnetic? Not just because of how they look, but because there's something about them that radiates confidence, wisdom, and vitality. It's like they walk into a room and bring a quiet spark with them. You can't quite explain it, but you feel it. Well, there's a reason for that, and in today's video, we're going to uncover exactly what it is. We're diving into 9 powerful traits that make people between the ages of 7 and 80 not just admirable, but truly attractive in the deepest, most meaningful sense. These qualities go beyond physical appearance. They tell the story of a life well lived, a life that has learned, grown, and still chooses to shine. And who knows, by the end of this video, you might just realize that you or someone you love carries some of these timeless traits too. So stick around. These aren't just tips, they're reminders of the beauty, strength, and soul that only time can shape. Before we begin, I'd be grateful if you'd take a moment to like this video. It really helps me keep creating content that celebrates aging with grace and purpose. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to join our growing community. Tap the bell so you don't miss future videos. If this video resonates with you, drop a comment with 1 to show your support. If not, type 0. I read every response and it helps me grow and serve you better. Now, let's begin. Picture this: an older woman walks through the park every morning, her stride steady, her face lit with contentment. Or maybe it's a man in his late 70s dancing at his granddaughter's wedding, not clumsily, but with rhythm and flair that makes everyone cheer. What makes these people stand out isn't just what they're doing, it's the energy behind it. As we age, physical activity becomes more than just a routine, it becomes a declaration. A refusal to fade quietly into the background. A promise to yourself that life still has music, still has rhythm, and still deserves your full participation. Regular movement in your 60s, 70s, or 80s isn't just about maintaining a trim waistline or strong heart. It's about staying engaged with life. It's about waking up and choosing to participate. Whether it's through morning walks, dancing, gardening, tai chi, or gentle yoga, each act of movement sends a message: I'm still here, and I'm still choosing life. Research backs this up. Staying active boosts cardiovascular health, strengthens bones, improves flexibility, and helps with balance. But beyond the physical, it floods your body with endorphins, those magical chemicals that lift your mood and reduce stress. There's a glow that comes from staying active, not the glow from expensive skincare or lighting tricks, but the kind of glow that comes from within, from knowing you're still growing, still evolving, still moving forward. People are drawn to that kind of energy. It inspires, it reminds others that age is not a stop sign, it's an invitation to live differently, more deliberately. So whether it's planting flowers in the backyard, dancing barefoot in the kitchen, or walking a few extra blocks to enjoy the sunset, remember every step is a step toward vibrance. Have you ever met someone in their 70s who's learning a new language, or someone who picked up the violin at 80 just because they always wanted to? There's something incredibly charming, almost disarming about that kind of curiosity. It feels young, doesn't it? Here's the truth. A curious mind is ageless. The people who keep learning are the ones who keep glowing. They don't sit still. They read. They explore. They ask questions. And in doing so, they keep their minds sharp, their perspectives fresh, and their conversations engaging. Learning doesn't have to mean going back to school, though some do. It could be diving into history books, exploring a new hobby like photography, painting, or writing poetry. It could be joining a local discussion group or staying informed with the latest world events. It could be as simple as watching documentaries, taking online courses, or just asking their grandchildren to teach them how to use new apps. This kind of mental engagement isn't just attractive, it's infectious. People are drawn to others who are open to new ideas, who don't act like they already know everything. That openness suggests humility and adaptability, 2 deeply magnetic traits at any age. And here's something often overlooked. Learning gives you a sense of purpose. It breaks the monotony of routine. It offers something to look forward to, something to master, to explore, to enjoy. That spark of discovery doesn't just brighten your own life. It lights up everyone around you. Imagine a 75-year-old woman explaining climate change with clarity and passion to her grandkids. Or a 68-year-old man discussing poetry he's just discovered, his eyes gleaming with joy. These are not just people who've aged, they've evolved. So if you're still learning, growing, questioning, reading, exploring, you are in the deepest sense still living. And that kind of living, that's the kind people can't help but admire. Previously, we spoke about the quiet but powerful magnetism that radiates from someone who lives with purpose and inner peace. Now let's explore another deeply attractive quality, a never-ending thirst for growth. There's something undeniably magnetic about a person who remains curious, who sees life not as something to endure, but as something to explore. This kind of individual radiates an energy that's contagious. It's not loud or boastful, but it pulls others in like a gentle tide. Why? Because when you meet someone who still seeks knowledge and discovery well into their 70s or 80s, you're witnessing something rare, a soul that refuses to grow stagnant. Picture this: you're in conversation with someone who's 75 years old. Their eyes light up as they speak about a thought provoking book they just finished. Or maybe they're animatedly sharing how they've started learning photography, chess, or a new language. Their passion is palpable, their curiosity alive, and their zest for life absolutely infectious. This kind of enthusiasm doesn't just entertain, it inspires. It reminds us that aging doesn't signal the end of growth. On the contrary, it offers a golden opportunity to deepen our understanding of both the world and ourselves. When you embrace lifelong learning at any stage of life, you're not just gathering information, you're evolving. You're choosing to remain open, adaptable, and engaged with everything life still has to offer. Think about it. How many people stop learning after a certain age simply because they believe they're too old? But then someone comes along who breaks that mold. Someone who proves that each day, no matter your age, is another chance to discover something new. Isn't that beautiful? If you're still watching this video and these insights are speaking to you in some way, take a second to type the number 1 in the comments. It lets me know you're still here with me, and I truly appreciate your time. Now let's turn to another often overlooked quality that makes someone irresistibly attractive: a genuine sense of humor. Laughter is one of the most timeless, disarming human gifts. While physical beauty may fade, a good sense of humor only becomes more precious with time. But this isn't about cracking jokes or performing stand-up routines. No, it runs deeper than that. It's about being able to see the lighter side of life, to embrace its absurdities, to find joy in the ordinary, and to laugh even at yourself without shame or bitterness. Those who can keep their sense of humor alive as they age hold a rare kind of power. Life, as we know, isn't always kind. We face health issues, we lose people we love, relationships change, the world we knew in our youth transforms. But those who can still smile, still laugh despite it all, are showcasing a deep inner resilience. They're telling the world, yes, life can be hard, but I choose joy anyway. Picture an older adult who talks candidly and playfully about their forgetfulness or wrinkles, who chuckles at the absurdity of growing older instead of mourning it. They are not clinging to the past or anxiously fearing the future. Instead, they're anchored in the present, finding delight in small everyday moments. Their laughter becomes a bridge that connects them to others. It brings comfort, ease, and warmth into every room they enter. Humor like this isn't just attractive, it's healing. When someone can make you laugh, especially in tough times, it lightens your heart and reminds you that you're not alone. A shared laugh can build bonds that go deeper than words. It can lift the emotional weight that often settles over us as we age. And the beauty of it, the benefits aren't just emotional. Science backs it up. Laughter helps reduce stress. Hormones lowers blood pressure and even boosts the immune system. It's like medicine for both the body and soul. By holding on to your sense of humor, you're not just enriching your own life, you're also creating ripples of positivity that others can feel. Now let's shift to something even more personal: the relationships we nurture. At the heart of human existence is a deep, persistent need for connection. And as we grow older, the quality of our relationships often becomes the most meaningful part of our lives. Whether you're 65, 80, or beyond, the act of prioritizing and nurturing the bonds you have with others is one of the most beautiful and attractive traits a person can display. This doesn't just mean remembering birthdays or staying in touch now and then. It means showing up, being present, offering comfort during difficult moments, laughing together, creating memories. It's about building something that lasts not just in photos, but in hearts. Think of the grandparent who always makes time for family dinners, or the friend who checks in without being asked who remembers the little details and offers genuine support when it's needed most. These people shine. Their emotional investment in others creates a kind of warmth that's hard to forget. Because when you invest time and love into your relationships, you're saying to the people around you, you matter. You're worth my attention, my patience, my love. And what's more attractive than that? As we explored earlier, the heart of attraction often lies in the emotional maturity we show through our relationships. The gentle gestures, the steady loyalty, and the warmth that naturally draws others in. But beyond connection and care, there are other equally powerful traits that radiate timeless charm. Let's continue with one that's visible at first glance yet deeply personal: how we dress and the confidence behind it. There's something undeniably magnetic about a person who dresses with confidence, someone who knows who they are and reflects that clearly through their style. Whether you're 65, 80, or even beyond, if you still take joy in how you present yourself to the world, you're doing more than just choosing clothes. You're sending a powerful message. I still value myself, and I refuse to shrink into society's narrow idea of what aging should look like. And that message speaks volumes. You're not just wearing an outfit, you're wearing your self-respect. This act of self-affirmation doesn't just elevate your self-esteem, it often inspires those around you. Confidence, after all, is contagious. The truth is, attractiveness has very little to do with following fleeting fashion trends or clinging to the so-called rules of beauty. What's far more compelling is when someone dresses in a way that reflects how they feel inside: calm, joyful, assured. It might be a well-tailored jacket that hugs your frame just right, a cozy pair of shoes that makes every step feel like home, or a brightly patterned scarf that announces your presence before you even speak. These little details speak louder than any fashion magazine ever could. For older adults, dressing well can be an empowering form of self-expression. It isn't about impressing others. It's about choosing joy and pride in how you look and feel. When you wear something that lifts your mood, be it soft fabrics, flattering cuts, or lively colors, you project an energy that is hard to ignore. That glow of self-assuredness makes you not only more attractive, but also more approachable and vibrant in your daily interactions. And here's the best part. Dressing for confidence means freeing yourself from outdated beliefs about age-appropriate clothing. Who says that bold color statement accessories or your favorite pair of jeans are off limits after 65? Why should anyone be told to fade into the background just because of a number? Embracing your personal style is a bold and beautiful way to reject the dull narrative that aging means becoming invisible. Instead, you're showing the world that you still have a voice, a presence, and a story worth noticing every single day. Picture the older adult who always seems polished, not for anyone else's approval, but because they genuinely enjoy the process of self-care. You can sense it in the way they choose quality fabrics, how they understand which colors light up their face, or the way their accessories reflect little pieces of who they are. These aren't just style choices. They're acts of self-love. Their elegance isn't loud, but it's unforgettable. They remind us that style is ageless, and the most captivating beauty comes from within. Their presence quietly says, I know who I am, and I take pride in that. And that kind of confidence, it never goes out of fashion. If you're still with me and finding these insights helpful, go ahead and comment number 2 below. That way I know you're still watching this video with me, and I deeply appreciate your time and attention. Now let's talk about a trait that might not be as visible as clothing, but it's every bit as powerful. Flexibility. Adaptability is one of the most underrated yet profoundly attractive qualities a person can have, especially in the later chapters of life. Why? Because life at any age is filled with unexpected turns. Some changes are anticipated. Others, they arrive without warning. But those who meet these shifts with grace, openness, and resilience don't just survive change, they thrive through it. Whether you're 65, 80, or older, your ability to stay flexible in the face of life's transitions is a powerful display of inner strength. People notice when someone meets challenges not with resistance, but with curiosity and courage. And that's magnetic. As we age, adjustments are inevitable, health conditions evolve, technology changes, family roles shift. These transitions may disrupt long-standing routines or push us out of our comfort zones. But the individuals who meet these changes head-on, who learn, adapt, and grow, are a reminder that aging doesn't mean becoming rigid. It means becoming wiser, braver, and more open to life's unfolding possibilities. Think of the grandmother who learns to use a smartphone just to video call her grandchildren across the country, or the retired man who decides to take up watercolor painting even though he's never held a brush before. These aren't just hobbies, they're bold acts of embracing life. There's something deeply inspiring about someone who still says yes to new experiences, who isn't afraid to be a beginner, or who finds joy in reinventing themselves. That spirit, youthful, hopeful, resilient, is what makes a person endlessly attractive. Flexibility isn't just about changing with the times. It's about choosing to stay connected, curious, and emotionally agile in a world that never stops moving. It's a strength that makes you not only adaptable, but unforgettable. Among all the traits that captivate and uplift others, few are as magnetic as someone who follows their passions with unwavering enthusiasm. No matter your age, 65, 75, or even 85, the energy you radiate when doing something you love has a unique and undeniable charm. Passion is a life force. It fuels the spirit, adds color to the everyday, and reminds us that we are still deeply connected to what makes us feel most alive. Imagine the sight of someone joyfully immersed in painting a canvas, planting vibrant blooms in their garden, or skillfully playing a musical instrument. These are not just hobbies, they're expressions of inner vitality. Whether you write poetry, volunteer, play chess, dance, or build model ships, your dedication signals that you're not merely passing time, you're living with purpose. You're still curious, still engaged, still you. For older adults especially, passion becomes a gentle but powerful rebellion against the stereotype that aging equals slowing down or fading away. Instead, it proclaims, I'm still here, and I still care deeply. Your interests may shift over time, but the joy that comes from pursuing what excites you remains a steady source of fulfillment. Take, for instance, the older adult who spends hours lovingly nurturing their garden, watching life bloom under their care. Or the grandmother who finds joy mentoring younger generations, passing on wisdom through storytelling and laughter. Their passion shines not just through what they create, but through the sheer delight they take in doing it. And that delight, it's contagious. People are naturally drawn to those who are animated by something real, something heartfelt. In this way, passion becomes more than just personal pleasure. It becomes a bridge to others. Sharing your interests, whether by teaching, collaborating, or simply talking about what excites you, fosters deeper, more meaningful interactions. It invites others to do the same, to reconnect with what lights them up inside. And that's how communities grow stronger, through shared curiosity, joy, and expression. Pursuing your passions doesn't just make you more attractive socially, it also enhances your well-being. Studies consistently show that engaging in meaningful activities can reduce stress, boost mental health, and even extend lifespan. So each time you lose yourself in a creative flow or feel your heart swell with excitement over a project, you're doing something profoundly nourishing for your mind, your body, and your soul. Ultimately, when you embrace your passions, you inspire others to do the same. You show that it's never too late to follow what you love. You become a living reminder that life at any age can be vibrant, expressive, and full of meaning. And in doing so, you weave a rich tapestry of joy, creativity, and purpose that elevates not just your own life, but the lives of everyone around you. While passion gives you energy, emotional well-being gives you peace. And as we move through the later chapters of life, few qualities are more powerful or more attractive than a deep, steady sense of inner calm. If you've reached 65, 80, or beyond, you've likely weathered your fair share of storms, losses, transitions, disappointments. Life hasn't always been easy, but emotional strength doesn't come from avoiding hardship, it comes from learning how to move through it with grace. And when others sense that you've done this, faced life head-on, yet still carry light in your heart, they feel drawn to your presence, your groundedness, your quiet strength. Emotional well-being doesn't mean smiling through everything or pretending all is perfect. It means taking the time to check in with yourself, to acknowledge your feelings instead of brushing them aside. It's the choice to process your emotions rather than be consumed by them. And in doing so, you cultivate resilience, the kind that allows you to bend but not break. It may involve mindfulness practices like meditation, journaling, or gentle walks in nature. It could be taking space for solitude, or talking openly with someone you trust. These are not luxuries, they are lifelines. They help you maintain emotional balance in a world that can sometimes feel overwhelming. And when you prioritize your inner world, it shows. Others sense it in the way you speak, the way you listen, the way you hold space for those around you. You become a calm harbor in a turbulent sea, someone others feel safe with. Someone who doesn't react impulsively but responds thoughtfully. Someone who inspires peace simply by being present. This emotional groundedness isn't just soothing for others, it also contributes to your own longevity and vitality. Mental and emotional health are deeply intertwined with physical well-being. By nurturing your emotional state, you're also strengthening your immune system, reducing stress hormones, and supporting your heart health. But perhaps most beautifully, emotional well-being allows you to live more fully in the now. Free from the weight of unresolved emotions, you become more open, more available to love, joy, laughter, and connection. In the end, emotional well-being isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about choosing every day to protect your peace and honor your emotional truth. And in doing so, you become not just more attractive, but more whole. A quiet force of nature that reminds us all, peace doesn't come from the absence of difficulty, it comes from how we rise through it. Now that we've explored the deep connection between emotional maturity and personal well-being, let's take a step further and uncover one of the most powerful traits that continues to shine brightly as you age: gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a polite response or a social nicety. It's a radiant energy, an invisible yet magnetic force that draws people in and transforms the way you see the world. Those who consistently embody gratitude often carry a lightness in their spirit that others can feel the moment they walk into the room. It's not forced, it's not performed, it's sincere and it's captivating. If you find yourself in your mid-60s or beyond, and you still take the time to express appreciation for the people, places, and experiences that have shaped your journey, you exude a kind of attractiveness that transcends physical beauty. It's the kind of charm rooted in humility, in lived experience, and in grace. You've likely weathered the storms, walked through both seasons of joy and chapters of sorrow. And yet, instead of being weighed down by regret or resentment, you choose to focus on the abundance that still surrounds you. That choice speaks volumes. Because gratitude isn't about ignoring life's pain, it's about recognizing the good despite it. It's a mindset, a way of moving through life that shifts your focus from scarcity to sufficiency, from longing to presence. Rather than constantly asking what's next or what's missing, you learn to pause and say, this is enough. That pause, filled with awareness and peace, can be more powerful than any grand achievement. True gratitude goes far beyond a simple thank you. It becomes a lens through which you view the world. You start noticing the little things: a smile from a stranger, the quiet rustle of leaves in the afternoon breeze, the comfort of a warm drink shared with a friend. These are the everyday miracles that many rush past. But you, with your seasoned heart, know their value. You savor them. And when you openly express that gratitude, whether through a handwritten note, a kind word, or a silent prayer, you not only lift your own spirit, but you also change the atmosphere around you. People are drawn to those who see the good and acknowledge it. Gratitude builds bridges. It deepens connections. It turns mere acquaintances into lifelong companions. Think about it: who doesn't want to be around someone who sees and appreciates them? When you regularly show appreciation for those who touch your life, you're affirming their worth. You're telling them you matter. And in a world where so many feel unseen, that's a priceless gift. In doing so, you foster relationships rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and warmth. But the benefits don't stop with emotional connections. Practicing gratitude has been shown to produce powerful effects on both mental and physical health. Scientific studies continue to highlight how people who practice gratitude consistently enjoy lower levels of stress, greater emotional stability, and even stronger immune systems. Their sleep improves, their mood lifts, their bodies respond to the positivity they nurture within. By choosing to be grateful, you're not only becoming more emotionally magnetic, you're also nurturing a healthier, more resilient body and mind. This holistic well-being makes it possible for you to thrive, not just exist as you age. It's like watering a garden every day. With care, beauty continues to grow regardless of the season. And here's the beautiful truth: the more gratitude you express, the more reasons you seem to find to be grateful. It's a cycle that feeds itself, a sacred loop of joy, appreciation, and connection. Over time, your life becomes a reflection of this mindset, inspiring others to look inward and shift their own perspective. So, as we wrap up today's conversation, I invite you to take a moment. Reflect. What part of this message resonated most with you? Was it the power of emotional health, the healing grace of gratitude, or the reminder to live fully in the now? Whatever it was, I encourage you to carry it with you, not just as a thought, but as a practice. Let it shape how you speak, how you love, and how you show up in your relationships. If something in this video moved you, please take a second to comment below with the number 3, just so I know you're still here with me on this journey. Your time, your presence, and your growth matter deeply. And before we part, remember this: life continues to offer lessons no matter our age. Gratitude helps us receive them with an open heart. Let's continue creating a community where appreciation, kindness, and connection lead the way. If you found value in this message, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. There's so much more ahead, more insights, more encouragement, more divine guidance. Thank you for walking this path with me. I'll see you in the comments.